Hi everyone! Today we are going to talk about another title of looping games, 1987 Channel Tunnel. 1987 Channel Tunnel is a game for 2 players, suited for ages above 12, and with an approximate duration of 45 minutes. The main goal in the game is to obtain as many points as possible. Setup: each player must take a board and place it in front of them. Then, put the 6 tunnel cards between the 2 boards, taking into account that the cards must be placed in the middle with the flags on the proper side. Place randomly the debris tiles facing down and flip the closest ones to the boards. Each player keeps one of the debris tiles left and places them in their storehouse. Place the 2 fixed action cards in one side of the tunnel and the 3rd card of the variable action on the other side. Put the first 3 cards of the actions deck over the variable action cards. Place the detour deck next to the tunnel. Each player takes 1 tunnel boring machine that they'll place at the beginning of the tunnel, 2 discs that they'll place on the level 0 of the technology bars, and a cube that they'll place on the 0 level of the deviation control zone. Place the bag with the 25 discs inside at everybody's reach. The Great Britain player takes the initial player card and places it showing their flag. Game round. At the beginning of the round, each player takes as many action discs as they have permitted. In the beginning of the game, that will be 10, but that number may increase. Following that, stack the discs sorted by colors, so the rival can see them. To perform an action, the player takes every disc of the same color and then places them on one card. Each card allows choosing between 2 actions. When a card is already occupied, the player must place a stack of discs with at least 1 extra. When doing so, the player takes the discs previously there and takes them to their reserve. Then, choose one of the 2 actions. There will always be 2 fixed action cards that are Planning, Tunneling, and Financing, Technology, and 3 variable action cards. Planning. The player flips 1 debris tile. Tiles can be planned even if the previous ones have not been tunneled. Tunneling. The player returns an action disc to the bag of the same color as the debris tile and takes it to the storehouse. If there wasn't enough room in the storehouse, the action can't be performed. If you don't have a disc of the same color, you can return 2 discs of any color. Then, the player flips a deviation card, leaves it facing up, and adjusts their deviation bar as indicated by the card. If the players pass level -4, they will lose the game. If the tunnel tile is a blue one, the British player must flip 2 deviation cards. When a player flips a detour card as the same color of a previously flipped one, the deck is shuffled and redone. Financing. The player takes one of the 3 variable action cards and places them under their board, showing the amount of money indicated. Technology. The player moves a technology disc 1 place to their right. Then, discard one of the money card to level the tunnel boring machine. Each million drops by 1 the deviation of the machine. In some parts of the technology bar, there's indicated an amount of money. To overcome them, the player must discard every money card, as long as they equal or exceed the required quantity. If they do, the surplus can be used to level the tunnel boring machine. Some boxes grant upgrades that will activate passing over them with one of the discs. This symbol indicates to take an extra disc from the bag every round. This one allows to sneak peek a debris tile. With this one, the British player is able to use their 3rd storehouse space, and this symbol shows the points earned at the end of the game. With the variable action cards, we can activate the action indicated by the card upon it. These actions are the same as the fixed actions, with the exception of finance. If the player uses that action, they will get the same card, not other. Develop. The player takes the card and takes it to their area of the board. These cards grant upgrades. Blue cards give mostly extra points. Red ones will make you able to perform special actions after a specific action. Green ones grant special actions. You can only activate 1 card each turn. Some cards are taken for free, others require discarding a debris tile, and other ones require putting a debris tile on them. By using this card, the tiles will be discarded and the card flipped down to keep the score secret. If the player doesn't want to take any action, they may also pass the turn. In order to do that, they take the initial player card and flip it to show their country. Then they return to the bag as many discs from their reserve as they want. If both players do this, a new round begins. In that moment, all the used action discs are returned to the bag, and both players take them again until they get the maximum allowed. The game ends when one of the players deviates too much and loses, or the tunnel boring machine of one of the players reaches the end of its path. In this case, the victory points are counted. Each player counts the score indicated by the obtained cards and the score indicated by their technology token. Each player subtracts the score indicated by their deviation bar, and the player who has reached the end of their path earns 2 victory points, plus 1 extra point for each debris tile in the path of the opponent. The player with the highest score is the winner. And up here is the 1987 Channel Tunnel video, a fun game for 2 players, created by the great Shay and Isra from Llama Dice. We hope you liked this video, and the game of course. See you!